For those of you who drive with gasoline, you're going to love this. And the money that you save, donate to the show so we can keep it on, and subscribe. Dan McTeague, Liberal MP when the Liberal Party was the Liberal Party, knows all about gas and fuel and everything, and he joins me right now. Election's over. What's going to happen to gas prices?
Well, look, there was a pause on carbon taxes.
Yes.
It looks like the tariff thing is not as serious as it was. It hasn't had the impact that it originally did when everybody thought the world was coming to an end. So look for a 10-cent increase just on that alone. We've gone from winter to summer gasoline. That's been up 5-6 cents a litre. And that carbon tax is coming back, not as a consumer carbon tax with rebates, but as an industrial carbon tax. What that means?
What does that mean?
Well, it means between now and probably during the summer or after summer when the government gets its act together, it's going to restore that carbon tax one way or another. It's going to hit industry, it's going to hit business, and they're going to promptly pass it on to you. Otherwise, of course, they'll go to business, and I don't think many of them want to do that.
Are you suggesting that no matter who the government is, we're going to have carbon taxes?
No. The Liberals campaigned on pausing the carbon tax.
Right, and putting it on industry.
And putting it on
Carney
industry.
said putting it on industry.
Well, I mean, you're going to put it on industry. Industry's going to pass it on to consumers, aren't they?
Yeah, they aren't going to swallow it. Of course not.
No, nor can they. And since they're already faced with an OBPS, which is the output-based pricing system, since they're already faced with, caps on emissions, since they're already faced with a number of regulations that are preventing them from doing what they're doing, not only are we going to have pipelines we might build that will have nothing in them because you're going to see a reduction in gas and oil output, you're also going to see a much higher price. Now, I warn people, do not fall for this trick. It's a head fake. You fell for it, and now you're going to pay for it.
So, I mean, generally then, give me your 5-10 year outlook. Everybody going electric?
Well, no, because they're going bankrupt too. Remember that little company down in Cami, down in Ingersoll? I went by about a month and a half ago and said, folks, this is going to go shut down very quickly.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Even Unifor? No. 2 weeks later, during the election, GM, not Unifor. Listen, we've lost money. We've got to tell our shareholders the truth. You guys can hide as much as you want and be friends with the Liberals and the NDP, whatever the case may be, but you can't hide the fact there's 500 people out of work now.
And the battery plants, which sucked in billions and billions of dollars from various governments, they're closing down.
Yeah, federal, provincial. Ontario's got a huge commitment. What's happened to Stellantis in Brampton? What's happened to Ford in Oakville? You're now building the F-250. Look, we have to be considerate of the fact that we have elected somebody who has basically said, I'm all in on net zero, and that includes emissions caps, that includes a restoration of the carbon tax as an industrial carbon tax, and it means EV mandates, even though the rest of the world is moving on. So what does it do? It leaves Canadians where I think they would have been had they not chosen what they did, and that's to give us a government that basically says, more of the same, please, but unfortunately, that means that things like the Privy Council office last week's report that finally came out, written in January, we're heading for a colossal collapse.
We are. It just sounds like people want to keep hitting themselves in the head and hoping for a different result.
To hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves, to make a trap for fools.
He's articulate. 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.